Hi, good morning. I'm on a serious countdown to Dollycon now here in the UK. It is at the end of July, which seems ages away, but I actually have a stall there with crochet items for the dolls, so I've got a lot to do. And I suddenly realised the other day how much time I actually had. So I made myself a list. Each week I will be dealing with a doll, making items for them. And at the end of that, I'll check sort of inventory, see whether I want to add anything. But otherwise, that is it. Because I have a tendency to think, oh, I'll make 5 of this, 5 of that, 5 of that. And I never get to the end of it. So I'm trying to be really strict with myself. So I thought I'll do a weekend video each week. Now, this week, it was our Middie Blythe I was making for. So I've got 2 little girls here. These are my middies. Now, I predominantly make hats for my stall. I think sort of perhaps I'm known more for my hats and maybe bags and sort of accessories rather than full garments. I do try and do a few full garments, but it depends on sort of how time goes because they do take a while. Just because they're small doesn't mean they're quick, because they're usually done on a finer hook, finer yarn, etc, etc. So they can take as long as making a full-size item sometimes, not always. Some things are quicker than others. So I've done Middie Blythe this week. So we're going to have a look at what I've made. I've got a little basket here. So it's just going to be a quick fun video just to show the hats. I'm going to do a little shorts video of sort of the girls dressing up as well in the hats. So that'll be coming on as well. But this is week 1, Middie Blythe. Let's go top down and see what I've made for these girls. And these are the items, as I said, that will be on my stall at Dollycon. So I will see you in a second. Top down. So here we are with my hat collection for Dollycon. Now, these are my Middie Blythes. Absolutely love this size to bits. We have 2 different types here. We have a genuine one. Sounds terrible saying it to the other one. And we have an AliExpress one. You can see there is slight differences, but I love the AliExpress because of all the joints moving, but they are quite delicate. You do have to be careful with them, but they are absolutely super cuties. I love them, both of them. Now, as you can see, they're already modeling a couple of hats. Now, these are hats I'm keeping for me. So we have our teddy bear hats, which teddy bear hat nearly in every doll size I make. This teddy bear hat, so even right down to the little tiny Aridolls. It's Aridolls next week, by the way, so if you don't know what they are, I'll show you at the end. Now here we are. Now her hat has dropped down. It is supposed to be, you can shape it nicely, so it could be a beret, it could be a slouch beanie. You can position it however you want. And as I say, she is a genuine Blythe. As you can see, we do get the bends slightly, but we don't really get any articulation from them, but they are super cute. She's one of my favorites. She's in her original dress. This girl is in a dress from Bella's Doll Clothes, so they both look very smart sat there in their items. So this is the basket I'm going to have just for Middie Blythes. I'm hoping to make some dresses, but I've got to the end of the week now, so I moved on to my next doll, and I say each doll gets a week, and then I will decide if I'm adding on anything else. So let's have a little look what I've got. We have my pussycat hats. Now, who's going to model my pussycat hat? Oh, I think that one will go with your hair. I think it's the purple one, isn't it? You may have seen this one in photos because I've got one of these as well. And there we go. We have our pussycat hat, which does have our little Octopudding button on there for this one as well. I'm hoping the light's okay. I've got the curtains, well, the blinds open, so it's giving a bit more light. So that is pussycat hat. Now what we got next? Now this is the little beret that is the same as on this little girl, so we don't need to see that. So we've looked at pussycat hats, we've looked at teddy bear hats, and there's a cute little teddy bear hats. Let's move on. We've got some cloche hats here. I love the shape of a cloche hat. Who's gonna, we'll swap you over, girls, so you can do a bit at a time. I also like the length of hair on these two because it's less hassle when you're doing little hats. So we have a little cloche hat, which is like in a cotton, with a little button detail on there, so that sort of fits her quite nicely. I like the brims on these. I think that one's quite happy with that one. And then that's another one that's the same but in a different colour, and again another one but in the same colour. Same colour, a different colour. I said I really do love cloche hats. While you've not got your hat on, missus, let's try these. These are a few different types of, these are like more random, still cloche hat-esque. So we have, doesn't really fit with her goth vibe, does it? But we have a little one with flowers on. I love that one. I love this particular braid. I've got quite a bit of it. It was from the works, but it goes on so many different things. So she looks super cute. We'll swap you over now. Let's be fair. And what we got? What colour do you fancy? I don't think orange is really your colour, is it, with you having purple hair? And again, another cloche type hat, but it's a smaller sort of brim, and it has this little sort of flower detail, which is a little wooden bead, wooden button, should I say. So again, we have a little cloche hat. The thing is, with these hats, I have noticed people buy hats off different people, and I've seen them sometimes and they photograph them. With crochet or knitting, you do need to give them a little bit of shaping when you put them on your doll before you actually do photograph them, because it does make them look better. Because if they've been packed away, I mean, this one doesn't do it so much because it's not got a big brim, but they can look flat and there's not enough detail there. So you do need to sometimes give them a little spruce up before they get the photos taken. So we'll take that one off. Bobble hats. Who doesn't love a nice cozy bobble hat? Which one do you want? Should we go for green? I know, we're going to go for baby fluffy pink. Again, not your goth vibe, but there we go. In fact, I do want one on each. Let's see. I quite like this green yarn that I've got. I think it's a Stylecraft yarn, this one. Doesn't, again, really for her outfit, it doesn't go. It's not very wintry, is it? But there we go. We've got them both with two little cute bobble hats on. I think bobble hats, again, one of my favourites. I keep saying that. That one's my favourite. That one's my favourite. So some bobble hats. Oh, did I knock the camera? I must be careful. So we have a couple of other designs left. We'll go with this one because this one's a very misleading shape. You look at it and you go, oh, it's a square. But when you actually put it on the dolls, let's have a look. Oh, they become super cute, and it sort of makes it look like there's little ears. So do you want one as well? This one's sort of perhaps more of a wintry one because it has a little snowflake on the side and it's like a glittery yarn. So you can see the shape comes in. As much as you think, oh, it's just a square hat, it works really well on the doll. Same as if a person has one like this, it does work. So we've got one more style to go, and one of my favourites, the pixie hat. This is just so cute. It's took your hair away. I said the beauty of the shorter hair does make life easier. So we have a little pixie hat. So we've got a little point here, a little bit of shaping here because they have got quite big heads. So it's sometimes a little bit difficult to get the shape in. So it's not just sort of a rectangle. I do shape round here as well. And then we have just a little tie detail just to sort of finish it off, which you can tie a little bit stronger than that, but I just didn't want to sort of get it stuck or anything. But yeah, I love that one. In fact, the other one that I've got is slightly different, so we can try this one on her. Now this one's got a slightly fluffier edge. I don't know which edge I prefer, actually. Can't make up my mind. And again, I popped some little beads on the end of this little tie. So there we go. So they're both ready for winter, even though it's not winter at all. So you can see how that sits. So that is our Middie Blythe hat collection prepared for Dollycon. So let's see what I've got here. Let me move my basket out of the way because it's creating some shadow. So we're going to pop the girls to one side, and hopefully this is enough hats for Middie Blythe for Dollycon. You never know when you're making them for events whether you're going to have enough or not. Sometimes it's just pure luck of the draw. Sometimes you'll have enough, sometimes you won't have enough. It's just as simple as that. So I've got to stop worrying about it and how many I have, and just, like I say I'm doing so many a week, and that is my lot. So where we go, one more, because those two are mine, so I'm keeping those two, and that is our berry. So that is my collection. So how many do I have? Let's have a quick look. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19. I like my numbers to be rounded up, but that will do for me. Of course, I have to move on to our other little doll. Now, my other little doll, if I can reach it, it's already on my table ready. My table is such a mess as usual. Some of you have seen the little Ari dolls. I'm just trying to grab one out. Ta-da! This is a Ari doll, or an Ari doll. It is a little German vintage rubber doll. I know a lot of people did have them. I didn't have them, but a lot of people my age, let me move that basket over because it's creating a bit of shadow there. A lot of people my age say they did. I don't know where I missed out on that. Perhaps we didn't have them in Yorkshire, I don't know. But yeah, they are absolutely adorable, and there's a lot of collectors, and quite a few of them go to Dollycon. So I have already started some bits and pieces, so a bit like little dresses, and these all need sewing up yet. So, you know, I said I'd do a teddy bear hat for all sizes. Ta-da! This is teddy bear hat for little Aridol. So I'm going to be making all Aridol stuff this week. So next week I will do a little review on what I've made. We'll dress the little dolls up, and it's just for fun really, and it keeps me sort of on track for what I'm supposed to be doing. When we get to Dollycon, I will do a video of Dollycon as well, the other stalls and what's happening, etc, because it's amazing. So I'll see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the videos, you know what to do. Please like, subscribe and share, and I will be back with this category next week with an Aridol. But this was, let me bring these little girls back in. This was our Middie Blythe day today. So see you all very soon, and bye bye for now.